Yo, you've heard of the Pacific Ring of Fire, right? It's this massive horseshoe-shaped zone around the Pacific Ocean that's basically the Earth's hotspot for earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. We're talking 40,000 kilometers, 25,000 miles, of pure geological madness stretching from South America, up through the west coast of North America, across Alaska, down through Japan, the Philippines, and all the way to New Zealand. This thing is home to 75% of the world's active volcanoes and 90% of its earthquakes. That's insane. And lately, it's been cranking up the heat like never before. Let's break down what's been going down over the past 3-6 months because trust me, it's a lot. Alright, let's talk specifics, because this isn't just hype, it's real. Over the past few months, the Ring of Fire has been shaking and rumbling like it's trying to win an award for Most Active Geological Zone. Here's the rundown of some of the biggest events. Kamchatka Peninsula, Russia, July 30th, 2025. A monster magnitude 8.8 earthquake hit near Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula, one of the strongest quakes we've seen in years. This beast triggered tsunami warnings from Japan to Chile to the US West Coast. Just hours later, the Klyuchevskoye volcano nearby decided to join the party and erupted, spewing ash and lava. Then a few days later, the Krasheninnikov volcano, which hadn't erupted in centuries, blew its top just 150 miles from the quake's epicenter. Talk about a double whammy. Mount Rainier, Washington, July 8, 2025. Over in the US, Mount Rainier in Washington got real chatty with a swarm of 334 earthquakes in just 2 days. These were small, under magnitude 1.7, but that's the biggest swarm since 2009. Scientists are keeping a close eye because Rainier's got glaciers that could turn into deadly mud flows called lahars if it decides to erupt. No lava yet, but the vibes are intense. Axial Seamount, Oregon, ongoing 2025. Off the coast of Oregon, an underwater volcano called Axial Seamount is swelling up like it's about to pop. Scientists are predicting an eruption in 2025, and while it's deep underwater, it's a sign the Ring of Fire is active. Canlan Volcano, Philippines, June 3, 2024. In the Philippines, Mount Canlan erupted, forcing over 1,000 people to evacuate. This volcano's been active for years, but this was a big one, with phreatic explosions sending ash everywhere. Global earthquake spike, August 2025. Posts on X reported a crazy stat. 397 earthquakes above magnitude 5.0 in just 30 days, more than double the usual monthly average of 130, 180. That's not just a little rumble, that's the earth screaming. These are just the headliners. From Indonesia to Japan to Chile, the Ring of Fire has been lighting up with smaller quakes and volcanic activity too. It's like the planet's putting on a fireworks show, but instead of sparkles we're getting tsunamis and ash clouds. Okay, picture this. A heat map of the Pacific Ocean rim glowing red-hot with seismic activity. If we could time-lapse the last 6 months, you'd see clusters of quakes and eruptions popping off like fireworks. The Kamchatka quake would be a massive red dot, with aftershocks lighting up the region like a Christmas tree. Mount Rainier's swarm would show as a pulsing orange blob in Washington. The Philippines, Indonesia, and Japan would have their own glowing spots with smaller quakes filling in the gaps. Data from the USGS shows that 90% of the world's earthquakes happen here, and in August 2025 alone, we saw hundreds of quakes above magnitude 5.0, way above normal. It's like the Ring of Fire is flexing its muscles, and we're all just along for the ride. If you check out the USGS's latest earthquakes map, you'll see the Ring of Fire outlined like a glowing halo of chaos. From Chile's Nazca Plate subducting under South America to Japan's Pacific Plate diving beneath the Eurasian Plate, the whole zone is a tectonic pressure cooker, and right now it's boiling over. So what's the deal? Why is everyone freaking out about elevated seismic activity? Let's break it down like we're explaining it to your grandma. The Ring of Fire isn't just a random line on a map. It's where tectonic plates, these massive slabs of Earth's crust, are slamming into each other, sliding past one another or diving under each other in a process called subduction. When plates get stuck and then suddenly slip, boom! Earthquake. When they melt deep underground, that molten rock can shoot up and form volcanoes. That's the Ring of Fire's whole deal. Elevated seismic activity means we're seeing more quakes and eruptions than usual, or they're hitting harder. For example, the 397 magnitude 5.0 plus quakes in a single month is double the norm. That's not just a coincidence. It's a sign the tectonic plates are under serious stress. Scientists like Harold Tobin from the Pacific Northwest Seismic Network say these events remind us of the forces at play, especially in places like the Cascadia subduction zone, where the Juan de Fuca plate is sliding under North America. The last big quake there was in 1700, and it was a monster, magnitude 9.0. We're 325 years into a 550-year cycle, so the clock's ticking. But here's the wild part. These events might not be totally random. Some scientists think big quakes, like the Kamchatka one, could send stress ripples through the Earth's crust, potentially triggering other quakes or eruptions nearby. There's no proof one quake in Russia will make Mount Fuji blow, but within a few hundred miles the energy can redistribute and cause trouble. It's like the Earth's crust is playing a giant game of whack-a-mole. Alright, let's get real. This isn't just cool science, it's about people. Hundreds of millions live along the Ring of Fire, from megacities like Tokyo to small towns in Chile. A big quake or eruption could mess things up. Think tsunamis flooding coasts, ash clouds shutting down airports, or lahars wiping out entire towns. The 2011 Tohoku quake in Japan was a magnitude 9.0 and killed over 15,000 people. The 1883 Krakatoa eruption, it caused tsunamis that killed 36,000. This is serious stuff. Scientists are on high alert, monitoring every rumble. The USGS and global seismic networks are using satellites, seismometers, and even underwater sensors to track this activity. They're trying to predict the unpredictable, but it's tough. The Ring of Fire's been active for millions of years, but this recent spike has everyone wondering, is this just a busy season or is something bigger coming? If the Ring of Fire keeps escalating, we could see some crazy consequences. Tsunamis. Big quakes like Kamchatka's can send waves across the Pacific, hitting places like Hawaii or California. Volcanic ash. Ash from eruptions can travel hundreds of miles, messing up air travel and even causing health problems. Economic chaos. Quakes and eruptions can destroy infrastructure, costing billions. The 2011 Tohoku quake caused $360 billion in damage. Human toll. With 800 million people living near active volcanoes, the stakes are high. Preparedness is everything. Yo, don't panic, but don't sleep on this either. If you live near the Ring of Fire, check your local earthquake and tsunami preparedness plans. Got an emergency kit? Know your evacuation routes? Countries like Japan and Chile have hardcore building codes, but places like Indonesia and the Philippines need more resources to stay safe. Even if you're nowhere near the ring, volcanic ash or economic ripples could affect you. Stay woke, people. The Pacific Ring of Fire is putting on a show right now, and it's both epic and a little scary. From the Kamchatka megaquake, to Mount Rainier's earthquake swarm to Canlan's eruption, the Earth is telling us it's alive and kicking. Scientists are watching, data's pouring in, and we're learning more every day about how our planet works. Is this just a spicy moment in geological time, or are we on the edge of something massive? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. This planet is wild, and we're just along for the ride. Stay safe, stay curious, and let's keep exploring the mysteries beneath our feet.